Hello class, my name is Professor Pitts. Welcome to History and Development of Jewish Thought, Religious Studies 361, Biblical and Rabbinic Eras. I love teaching this course. I've taught it several times. I think it's going to be a great experience, and I hope that you agree. The thing about this course is that it will teach you things about the Jewish people, but we will be talking about concepts of understanding religion, religious beliefs, religious systems, theology. The tools that you'll gain in this course will give you a better understanding about your own religious faith, if you are a faithful individual, about the Jewish people in general, and about global religions as well. I want to say quickly that you don't have to be Jewish to take this course. I hope that's clear. You don't have to be religious to take this course. Many students that take this are not religious. Each person will have a slightly different experience based on the way that they perceive and view religion. But the course is structured to be able to give each individual the ability to be successful and to learn and expand their own knowledge and understanding. And hopefully we can all come to understand each other better and the topic as well. So I want to go through this, the syllabus. I want to make sure that there's no misunderstandings, that everything's clear. I know some of you may be deciding if you want to take this course. The last thing that I want to have happen is to have students at a later date say that there was something they didn't understand or wasn't fully explained. That's why I want to be very clear during this lecture. So please make sure that if there's something that you do not understand, that you reach out to me and that you ask for clarification. But I'll try to be very clear. So I'm going to talk mostly during this lecture about the assignments and how to be successful in this course. I recommend that you take some time to read through the syllabus in general, but I'm going to talk mostly about the assignments. Now, first of all, the text that you'll have for this course. There are four texts, and then there may be some additional readings. There's Scheindlin's A Short History of the Jewish People, Coogan's The Old Testament, Schiffman's From Text to Tradition, and any copy of the Hebrew Bible or Old Testament. Now, these sources are interesting because you'll see maybe these sources acting as kind of a microcosm of our class in general, in the sense that some of these authors write from a more devotional perspective. Others are strictly academic. So for those of you that are taking this class that are religious, you might find it hard to look at religious things, the religious matters, and the story of the Old Testament through an academic lens, but that's really what we have to try and strive to do. I don't want papers or postings in this class to be devotional in nature, even though I understand and know that how important religion is to so many people worldwide. When we study it in an academic setting, we have to try to separate ourselves from our own beliefs and have an open mind and view the information from a different perspective. And that being said, those that are not religious may find it difficult as well to understand the devotional and emotional aspect of religion. Because that is certainly 100% required to understand the Jewish tradition, to see it from a lived tradition and lived religion perspective. So these readings have been chosen to give you kind of different perspectives and to help with that. All right, let's talk about what the assignments are. There are 5 assignments throughout this course, basically, and for a total of 1,000 points. Let me get down to that. Okay. So I'll talk about each one, but what I tried to do is give you a significant number of points that are free. In fact, almost half of the points that you'll have throughout the semester are basically free points. If you do the assignments, you get full credit. Let me talk about each assignment one by one. First of all, because we are not in class, we don't have a classroom component, we don't have the ability to raise hands, to have discussions, but we still have the ability to have discussions in the sense that every week, whenever I post the lecture, I'll post the lecture, the readings at the very beginning of the week, and I'll also post the discussion board. And each person will have the opportunity to post discussions throughout the semester. You'll see the assignment is that throughout the semester you do 12 unique discussion postings. Now, I don't want these to be 1 or 2 sentences. They're supposed to be 1 to 2 paragraphs. Plan on maybe about 400 to 500 words, something like that. to make sure that you're putting some thought into it. Now, the posting can be anything. It can be based on the lecture, on the readings, on the video, any videos throughout the week that I've posted. You could post something that you read in the lecture that's different from what you learned and what you've experienced in your life. You can challenge the readings. You can challenge the lecture. You can say this doesn't make sense to me, or you can say I agree with this because this is my experience. Anything that it's basically a forum to respond to what stuck out to you in the readings and in the lecture. So you're required to do 12 unique postings, and only one per week is accepted for credit. You can post as many as you'd like, but only one for credit. So you want to make sure that you plan accordingly, because as long as you do this, you'll get full credit, but you've got to do it. And invariably, every semester there are students that leave points on the table because they start late or they miss weeks. I would plan on just basically every week posting your reaction in the forum, taking 15, 20 minutes to type it up. That's all it'll take. They're about 15 to 16 weeks, so you got a few free weeks that you can miss, but I would just plan on basically every week. Now you need 20 responses or replies to these postings as well. And you can only post 2 replies for credit per week. Now these are just replies to other postings from your neighbors and from your colleagues, your fellow classmates. So just get on there, read, and respond. Now these ones don't need to be as long. Don't need to be 1 to 2 paragraphs. A couple sentences are fine, however long you'd like them to be. But a couple sentences reacting or responding to their initial posting. And then you could post replies, responding to other replies, etc. So yeah, don't feel like you have to be quite as substantive in the replies, but I do want to see you interacting and engaging with the comments that your colleagues had made. All right, keep in mind that there is a schedule for this, because in semesters past, one thing that has happened is that students have waited until Sunday of that week to post their postings, and there's just no chance for a good reaction and a good development of a discussion. So the initial postings for credit are due by Thursday night at midnight. So by Thursday evening, your postings have to be posted. If you post it after that, it won't be accepted for credit. And then after that, that still gives Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for people to file the replies, or to post the replies to the initial discussion posts. So hopefully that's clear. 12 postings throughout the semester, 1 per week accepted for credit, 20 replies throughout the semester to other postings, 2 per week accepted for credit. Every unique posting must be posted by that Thursday night at midnight. Replies can be posted whenever throughout the week. All right? So that is free points. As long as you do that, you get points. Now, if I notice that you're kind of phoning it in and you're not putting effort into it, then I'll reach out and I'll warn you. I'll say, look, you need to put a little bit more time and attention into this. You need to do a little bit of a stronger analysis or spend a little more time. I won't deduct points. I'll give you a chance to kind of use that constructive criticism and improve your future postings. And if you don't, then I will deduct points, but I'll give you plenty of opportunities to make sure that you're doing this the right way. Basically, free points. I may participate in these postings and in the replies sometimes. I don't want my word to be the final word. I don't want to shut down the discussion. I want you to feel free to engage with what I'm saying as well, react and respond as well, just like you would with one of your other colleagues. Now let's talk for a second about the quizzes. I changed something up a little bit this semester to help you guys. I think you'll appreciate this. Okay, so almost every week there will be a quiz on the material. There's 14 quizzes throughout the week. Then we have 1 week for your fall break, and the first week, I believe, there's no quiz. But there's pretty much a quiz every week. So plan on 14 quizzes, 15 points each. Now the difference is, in semesters past, it's only been 15 minutes that I've given for the quiz. I've changed it to 20 minutes because that was kind of a reaction I've had in past semesters. A lot of students do great with 15. I think more students would do better with 20. You could use your notes. You can use your books. Don't use the internet. I can't really stop you from that, but that's going to throw you off, and it's going to make it so you don't do quite as well. What I recommend for the quizzes, because the quizzes come from the lectures and from the readings, more heavily from the lectures. But there are questions from the readings, so you do need to do the readings, and you do need to understand the readings for the context of the course and the direction that we go. Every week there will be a PowerPoint. Now the PowerPoint in and of itself doesn't give you a ton of information. It's more just kind of points to draw your attention while I talk in the lecture. So it's not as if you look at the PowerPoint, you'll be able to get all the information you would normally get from the lecture. So don't have that expectation. The PowerPoint is good though because I give you the slides as well, and you can print those out. And I recommend as you listen to the lecture, you take notes on the slides themselves, and then you have those ready and disposable when you take the quiz. That's what I've seen has been successful for individuals in the past. So again, a quiz just about every week, 15 points per quiz, that adds up. I can tell you that where a lot of students end up falling short in the course is that they don't put a lot of attention into preparing for the quizzes, and they don't do quite as well on the quizzes, and that's where they lose points. All right. Now, the quiz will be available every Thursday evening at midnight. So basically, it'll post so you can take the quiz Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Now, the reason that I do this is because I want to structure the course so that it's almost like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday course or something where you have to come back to the course a few times during the week. Now, I understand you're taking this class so that you can have the flexibility, but nevertheless, what I don't want to have, and it's just not the course that I'm going for, is to have people log in once a week for a couple hours and do everything and then just forget about it throughout the week. So again, this is one of those expectation things that if that's the type of online class that you want, then this class is not for you. So I really would appreciate not seeing it in the comments at the end of the semester saying, I didn't like this class because I had to come back multiple times throughout the week. Because that's the way the class is structured, and if that's something you're not interested in, that's fine. This class wouldn't be for you. But the idea is that you start at the beginning of the week, you do the readings, you listen to the lecture, you prepare, you come back near the end of the week, you take the quiz, you post your posting, you respond to some replies. Not too arduous, but it gives you a chance to come back to the course a couple times throughout the week. So that's the goal. All right, the next assignment that we have is the synagogue assignment. I can promise you that for most of you, this will be your favorite part of the course. There are a lot of Jewish synagogues in the Southern California area and all throughout the world. And throughout the semester, you will have to attend one service at that synagogue. It can be a holiday service. During the fall, there's always a lot, the Jewish high holy days. There's holiday services, there's standard Sabbath services every week. You can go to a Reform, a Conservative, an Orthodox, or a Reconstructionist. I've even had students go to Messianic synagogues where the Jews accept Jesus as the Messiah, but they still practice Judaism. You just need to make sure that you attend one and that you plan accordingly, because you don't want to wait until the final week to try to do this. You want to make sure that you get there sometime during the first 12 weeks of the semester, basically, because the assignment is going to be due Monday, November 11th, week 12 of the semester. In addition to attending, I want you to write a 2-page double-spaced summary of your experience. And this doesn't have to be, you don't need citations, it doesn't have to be real academic. I just want to hear how your experience was. What surprised you? What did you enjoy? What did you notice? What did you not enjoy? Just be creative and tell me about your experience. That's kind of basically what I want to know. Now, this is free points as well. You do this, you get full credit. So I want to have enough information in there to confirm where you went to the synagogue, when you went, and what your experience was like. That's 150 points that you'll get automatically as long as you do this. But this right here is so important because this will give you something that all the readings won't. This will give you a lived experience. When you study religion, there's a difference between just the academic study and the lived component of it, because there has to be a reason why religions perpetuate throughout time, especially in an age of secularism in which we are in right now. Why are people still religious, and why are people still attending congregations, etc.? There's a reason behind it, and your goal at this synagogue assignment is to observe that in those around you, those that are worshiping. See what this means to them. All right, now there is a research paper. It's due the beginning of week 16, which is the week before finals. So I give you all semester to do it. It's 5 to 7 pages, and it makes up 200 points of your score. Make sure that you spend enough time on this to make sure that you're successful on this paper, because it is a big chunk of your grade. And invariably every semester I have a lot of students that wait till the final week or two. One thing that happened last semester, last time that I taught, not this course, but the one that comes after it, 362, I had a lot of students reach out and say they weren't sure what to write on or what the instructions were for the paper, even though I had the same information in the syllabus. Let me just say that you can write about anything that you'd like on the paper, as long as it has to do with one of the modules, one of the weekly study assignments. And in fact, as long as it has to do with Judaism in the same time period, even if it's something that we didn't talk about specifically, you can do it. If you have a question about whether or not it applies, then just reach out to me and let me know. I had a student one time write a paper, it's very well thought out and very kind of emotional paper about his personal experiences in Eastern Europe or something like that, and it had nothing to do with Judaism, and he got a 0 on the paper, and I suspect it might have been a paper that he wrote for another class and just turned it into this class. But you have to focus on a topic that is related to this class and specifically the Jewish people. All right, so you'll need 2 primary sources. And primary source obviously is somebody that wrote about the experience, that observed the event, original documents, things like that. They're not real hard to find. The Bible, for example, would be considered a primary source for this. So if you cite from the Bible, you're fine. We'll talk about other important primary sources in Jewish studies as well. But again, you can write on anything. Now, sometimes students like this, other times they don't. They want to have a specific topic. It helps them to focus their thoughts. One thing I recommend to students is to go to the library, talk to the reference librarian, and ask where the Jewish studies section is. Ask where the section on Israel is. Ask where, the section on Old Testament is. And just go through, flip through some of the books and see if you can get some ideas. Obviously, do an internet search, topics in Jewish studies, and see if there's something that pops out to you. You may want to write on, the treatment of Jewish women during the Second Temple period. You may want to write on, the Jewish assassins that were connected with the Masada period of Jewish history. There's tons of things, and you don't have to pick a topic immediately, but within the first few weeks, I think you do need to spend, find a topic that will interest you so you can start doing your research. All right. And the next assignment is the final exam. This is worth 200 points as well, just like the final paper. 20% of your grade. You'll have 2 days, Monday through Wednesday of the final exam week, the 16th through the 18th. There'll be 4 parts, and I do this kind of differently. You don't have to sit down and take all 4 parts at the same time. They're each going to show up in titanium basically as the quizzes do, each part. All you have to do is take the 4 parts during those 2 days. The first one is 30 minutes, 30 multiple choice questions. The second is 20 minutes, 30 true or false questions. And the third is 20 minutes, 15 minutes for fill in the blank. Now, I have had some people kick back on that amount of time, but I'm not going to change the 20 minutes because if you know the information, the fill in the blank section will be quick and easy, and you'll be able to go through it very fast. If you don't know the information and you have to look it up, then it's going to take you longer. But the idea is that for a final exam, you have the information ready to go and accessible. This is open book. You can use your books, you can use your notes, whatever. I ask you not to use the internet. It's going to throw you off, and invariably I've had people that have just posted stuff from Wikipedia, and I can absolutely tell when that happens, and that creates some pretty serious issues. Final part of the essay is of the final exam is a 25-minute essay on I'll give you 3 or 4 different topics that you can write on. You have 25 minutes to write your essay. All right. Now I just want to go through this section quickly. You'll see this is kind of how it's broken out into each week. You'll see what the presentation is, the lectures, the videos, the readings. Now keep in mind that I will, at the beginning of each week, I will post and send out an email with an explanation of the week and what will be covered. And then on Titanium, every single Monday morning, you will have posted the lecture as well as the instructions throughout the week. So you'll get the readings, you'll get any other information that you need for the week. So as far as the schedule goes, just keep that in mind that Monday morning the lecture and the readings will be posted. And there may be, if the reading schedule changes, I will change it on the weekly posting each week if there's anything about the syllabus changes. So Monday, the very first lecture is posted along with the forum and any videos and the readings. Then Friday morning, the quiz will open up, and you'll have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to take the quiz. And also your postings are due by Thursday night at midnight for credit, and then your replies to the postings at any time throughout the week. Again, if that's not clear, then make sure to reach out. So, just a final word. One of the things that we'll talk about throughout the semester is what does it mean to be Jewish? What does it mean to be a Jew? Is it different than another national or ethnic identity? Keep that in mind because you'll come to understand better how Jews self-identify, and you'll understand what it means to be a religious people and to follow a mandate that has been given from heaven. So again, throughout the semester, we will have the opportunity to understand more about the Jewish people, but also more about religion in general and how it interacts with the world in which we live. So even though we're going to be studying ancient Judaism up through the rabbinic period, and we won't be getting into modern times, you'll still gain a lot of intellectual, emotional, spiritual building blocks for better understanding the life in which you live. I'm accessible by telephone, text message, call very often, emails. I require 24 hours to respond to. Usually if you text me, it'll be a slightly quicker response. But I'm here to help you and to assist you, so make sure that if you have any questions, that you don't leave anything unclarified. I look forward to a great semester. Thank you for taking this course, and hopefully we'll learn and grow together.